Aloha everybody, welcome to my channel. All good things and all good time. Pardon me while I bring this up on my TV. Oh man, it's taking a second. This way, if I want to, I can see. Oh, there we go. Look at that graphic. Not proud to say it, not proud to admit it, but I used AI to make that image of America on fire. Oh, shoots. Okay, next one. This is where I'm watching my own video. I'm giving myself 2 viewers. All right, and it's only me so far. I got my security blanket here, some coffee black as a Republican soul, or a Jeffrey Epstein billionaire class's soul. I got a backup cup. I got a pint and a backup cup. What's that weird? It's like there's a weird, I don't know if you guys can see that, but my shirt is reflecting off of this. Anyway, I'm going to go over the god-awful news, a summary of most of the news. In case you're one of those people who does one news story, I'm going to quickly go through like 30 of them, so you can pick from them. Maybe this will make it easier for you. Before that, we're going to go with a little bit of levity. And I'm going to talk about some personal stuff. And that's the good. The only good news I have is like personal news in my little life here, following losing everything in the Lahaina fire, as I try to rebuild my life one little step at a time. Of course, it all starts with living a healthy life, eating healthy. Aloha. Rafferty, Cottingham. It all starts with eating healthy, sleeping healthy, exercising, and having a good attitude, hopefully a clean conscience, and all that. And it seems like the nightmares I've been getting from the news have sort of worn away. I've stopped using cannabis 29 days ago. I'm in pursuit of a government job. It's gonna be the next step after I fill out all this paperwork. I was just given a aloha. I was just given a job offer email, but I have like 6 documents I gotta download, fill out, send back. I gotta dig out I asked for 2 forms of ID. I think I gotta dig out my birth certificate. That's positive. It's created a new joke for me. I'm on step 9 of the 12-step program of getting a county job. Oh my God, I applied November 15th. It is more than 3 months since I applied for this job, and there's still, after this, after I fill out all this stuff, send it back, then I wait, and then when I get the next message, it's gonna say, okay, you gotta make a doctor appointment with somebody. They're gonna check my urine, my blood, my heart, whatever, and then I do a 10-hour at-home Red Cross certification class. Hey, thanks, John, appreciate you. And then I'm a trainee for 6 months. Hence the 12-step program that is getting a county job. But it's pretty cool. It's not gonna pay me a lot of money, but it's gonna allow me a lifestyle. That'll be cool. And it's a job that AI can't replace. I'm 57, so when in 10 years, apparently, I'll be putting in 8% of my income from day one towards a pension, but I qualify to receive it in 10 years when I'm 67, so that'll be good timing, right? hopefully Social Security will still be there, and I should be able to start getting that in 5 years. And pretty soon, when I have some idea of how much I might receive from this $4 billion settlement, I have no idea if it's going to be 500, 5 grand, 50 grand, whatever it is. It's going to be 4 payments, one a year for 4 years. If you're one of those wealthy friends of mine out there, might be a good time for us to buy a piece of land here. Oh, and on that note, I had the most vivid, I've been having these dreams that are like movies, the most lucid dreams that have a storyline and have things in them that are a little bit, not true, but then, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to tell you about some of my dreams because I can remember them so well. Who knew? That's one thing, I guess, when you're smoking a lot of weed, you just might not remember your dreams quite the same, or they might not develop quite the same in your mind. I don't know. But they are like movies, man. I kept wanting to sleep just so I could keep the movie going this morning. Oh, I have this Filipino friend named Chris. He's a neighbor. I used to work with him at the Ritz-Carlton and the club. And I had this dream where he took me to his family's property in Thailand for some reason. And his parents lived on a piece of property where they just farmed the shit out of it. And it was like, they didn't have a toilet. I hadn't used the chamber pot yet, but I'd been shown it, and I wore different clothes. It was just a trip. It was weird, but it was also maybe a forecast for what kind of like the vision I'd like to start with on a piece of property here, where I just farm the shit out of it and grow. Because here in Hawaii, you can grow food all year round, and you can grow a lot of it. And that would be probably the first thing I do on a piece of property. I have dreams of owning part of, maybe half, maybe a third, maybe a quarter of a property that's either a tear down, not a tear down, but a dilapidated, the worst property, or the worst house on the best property, to get a deal, or just a piece of property. Oh gosh, excuse me. I just gotta look this guy up and get this fascist pig out of the comments section. Yeah, I know. Oh, I think in my laptop I can figure out moderators, and John, I'll make you a moderator once I figure that out. Then I had this other dream where I was in the 90s with this stunning, amazingly beautiful girlfriend of mine, and her 2 girlfriends and their 2 friends, and someone passed me a joint, and I started smoking. I was like, oh shit, I can't smoke this. I got this test coming up. I gotta get tested for this job. And then I realized, oh, that's in 30 years. I'm 30 years. Look at this jackass. I feel sorry for you. You're probably a bot anyway. And I was like, oh, it's okay, because it's not for another 30 years. So then I went to my girlfriend, and who's just the coolest girl ever, who happens to currently still be the most beautiful 55-year-old woman I've ever seen. She's insane. And so, because one of the things that just blew my mind when I dated her was she ate the healthiest diet of any woman I've ever known, which I loved cooking for. And she went to the gym like every day and did cardio and was just the healthiest person I've ever known. And it's no surprise. She also looked like she was 16 when she was 24. Almost felt inappropriate to be dating her, but now she's 55 and she looks 25. And she's a widow, and I think she was left in a comfortable position. And now she's dating the guy she dated before me. Anyway, so I talked to her, and I'm like, hey, so I just want to let you know, I'm going to move to Maui, and you're not going to want to come, but that's okay, because you deserve better than me. And then you're going to meet this great guy, and you're going to raise this perfect kid, and you're going to have a great life, but he's going to pass away a little sooner than he should. And then you're going to start dating your first boyfriend, and so now it's 2026, and I'm just hoping I can outlive that guy. Anyway, then I had this other dream where I'd gotten a room for rent, a shared room for rent, and I'd moved into the top drawer of a dresser, right? Just the top drawer, and I had a bed. But then, like, in the dream, I was wondering, is this just a dream or is this true? And then I tracked it down, and I was like, and then someone was like, no, yeah, you really did rent a room here. And I was like, okay, good, because I'm trying to cover my bases, because, you know, I don't know where I'm going to be living next or something. But there I am in my dream, asking if it's a dream or if it's real, which is just a trip. Anyway, so let's see. What a piece of crap this weirdo is, man. Talk about a low IQ. Ugh, I tell you, with a soul as black as this coffee. This is the blackest coffee you're ever gonna see. Oh my God, it is so sad that ignorant people like this exist in my country, destroying it from the inside out. So sad. So I talked to a state trooper from the state of Washington yesterday on the beach here, and it was so wonderful to hear him just pissed off also about it. And I'm like, man, I just want, like, the state of Washington to put 20 troopers at your elections office to keep the Nazi Republican Gestapo out from trying to destroy elections. And he goes, yeah, man, me too. And he, you know, we were on the same page. And I think there's a lot of good state troopers out there. They took a pledge to the oath. They took an oath to the Constitution, right? And they intend on keeping it, right? And he's like, I'm here to protect the people. And it just made me feel so good. All right, hey, look at this jackass. Imagine having such a shitty life. You come on to someone's podcast or whatever and just make asshole comments because you're a freaking fascist fucking loser. Anyway, let's see. Oh, you just disappeared from my channel. All right, moderating my own content. Okay, so all right. Anyway, so those are my dreams. So really interesting, right? So I became a honor student, right? Which is interesting, and really makes you feel good, right? If you're an honor student. I've never been an honor student in my life, and here I am, almost 60 years old. I'm an honor student. Anyway, then I get this. I think Columbia is considered an Ivy League college, right? Oh, look at this sick bastard. Yeah, no, we don't need to murder God damn. Kitterbug. Oh, what a loser. Anyway, so I get this letter from Columbia University talking about a general studies bachelor's degree. Apparently, there's something called a general studies bachelor's degree. And it's suggesting that, you know, it might be right for me. And encouraging me to apply, which is pretty cool, man. It makes me feel good. I don't know if I obviously can't afford an education at Columbia University, but maybe that'll change. Maybe I'll find some sponsor. It's not breaking these people are all working their way through legally. They're having their status revoked. They're being yanked out of their houses unconstitutionally. Their cars broken into. They're being beaten. They're being locked up in concentration camps. They're being murdered, assaulted, raped. If that's what you think is cool, Kitterbug, you're a shitty person. Okay, you're awful. Your soul is as black as Darth Vader's. So I'm just letting you know. If you don't know who you are, you're an awful fucking person. All right, let's get you out of here. All right. Oh, you're gone. Goodbye. See you later. All right. So that's interesting, right? I've been wondering, like, if I applied for a good school, could I get in? And here, Columbia University, ever since I became an honor student, they've been sending me correspondence, encouraging me to become a student. So that's cool, man. Who knew? All right. I want to talk about Planet Fitness. If you don't know Planet Fitness, it is the most affordable gym. It is more affordable than the gym I attended in the 80s. It is incredible. They had $10 memberships, then $11 memberships. I think that's what I'm paying for my son, $11, even though he doesn't use it. And then for 25, which is what I'm paying, 26, but now it's, I think, just $30 for their black card, their fancy membership. Now, if you have the black card, you can go all over the country and use the gym. Also, you can bring a friend for free. So if you're a friend of mine, either a subscriber who lives on this island, or any friend of mine who's watching this, or if you're visiting and you want to go to the gym for free, it doesn't cost me anything. And I would love to, help other people become healthy for free. So that's cool. But what's interesting at this gym is all their little amenities, right? They have these killer massage chairs. They have this killer massage. You lie down in it, and it's a water massage that beats on your muscles. And then they got this new chair that is a cold therapy chair, which is interesting. I haven't done that one yet, but I just recently did. They have this beauty enhancement or body enhancement machine. Has red lights and the ground shakes. And so what I've been coming out of there talking to the ladies at the front, and I like saying to them, if it looks like I have been, if my beauty has been enhanced, it's because I just did that. Anyway, that's but it's a lot of value. And they're open 24 hours again. They weren't for a little while, but now, I mean, I can't even believe the cost of the gym and the benefits of it. And yes, and if you'd like to exercise, let's do it together. So that's Planet Fitness. The one thing that sucks about it, though, there's one negative, and that's this evil presence that these horrible Republicans, maybe even some Democrats, are allowing to be done to us, having our right to privacy taken away by mass surveillance. It is just so disgusting and disheartening. There should be a law. Why isn't there? It should be obvious that we should need to pass laws that don't allow anyone to collect any data on us. They call it the new mining. It's the new gold. Whatever. No, it's the fact that they're monetizing and selling our information. It tells people what we're buying, when we go places, when we're there, when we're not, how long we're doing things for. It's just the flock surveillance. It goes completely at odds with our constitutional rights, and it is so disgusting. And I don't know why we can't vote for people who will say, let's outlaw data collection. That'd be pretty easy, right? We don't need to allow that. It is just stupid, ignorant, dangerous, frightening. It's god awful. My bank account was just hacked. It's funny, I have a storage unit, and the guy, like 2 weeks ago, he's like, oh, instead of coming down here, just tell me the information off your card, right? Including, like, the 3-digit number on the back. And so I did, and then I've just been worried about it since. And then freaking yesterday, I get a message from my bank saying, did you try to make this purchase? Mind you, there's only $400 in my account, and the purchase was for $8,400 from Japan. So what do you think, bank? Like, really? Do you think I'd be stupid enough to try to spend $8,400 in Japan all of a sudden when 2 hours earlier I spent $60 on an oil change at Walmart? Anyway, so they had to cancel my card, and that's the only access I have to money. So I got to go to the bank, order a new card. But God, all the things, Adobe products, freaking just all the little things, my phones, Adobe products, freaking my kids' phones, my storage unit, all on auto pay, right? So what a hassle and creepy, and yeah, there's a reason to not keep very much money in my account, even if I had the money to put in there. So that's interesting and startling, and from Japan of all places. But I just wonder if there's a connection to me giving all that information, because it's like I'm giving you everything you need to just be able to make purchases over the phone. Whereas, you know, if I'd gone in there, they could just swipe the card maybe, and then, you know, they wouldn't have to ask me all that stuff. And anyway, so that was a little freaky, but under control. And cheers. Oh, and notice the coffee. Black as a Republican soul, straight from hell. Trump and coward Buttlick Nutlick. I know. It's not Howard, it's Coward. Just imagine how much he was teased, right? With Nutlick for a last name, rhymes with Buttlick, and his first name rhymes with Coward. Oh, all right. So, and then I have to admit, I did not tell you the truth. In my last podcast, I said that people have been asking me to make jokes about hemorrhoids, lactose intolerance, boners, and I think before colonoscopies. That's not true. They're just jokes I want to actually try to create subjects for jokes of the future. Pardon me for stretching the truth there. Anyway, yeah, and I was at the. If you haven't seen it, I just posted a walkthrough, a free art gallery here on Maui, and the ladies laughed at my silly joke. I think I told you this before, but if you're in Michigan, because I was in Michigan, right? I drove across the United States 6 times in the last 5 years. I also drove to Michigan and back, and Chicago and back. And at the tip of Lake Superior, I was in a public park, and there was a gander of geese. And in Michigan, that's a Michigander of geese. Who gotta make jokes when the world is this funny? And then I was reminded of a funny joke that is regional. It is a Seattle joke or a Washington State joke, where if you're there, I was there on the 4th of July with my kids. We're watching the fireworks over Lake Union, and everybody in Seattle has a joke for right that time of year, and it is simple. It is, the summer starts the day after 4th of July, and it only lasts 3 weeks. So that's kind of funny, and it's a kid-safe joke. Anyway, all right, so that's all of my distractions. Those all the things that are not the god-awful nightmare news that these horrible, corrupt, freaking evil people who are running our country, predominantly Republicans, maybe a couple of Democrats are pretty crappy, but it's like 98-2. It's heavily one-sided, just destroying our Constitution, just shitting all over it. It is so disappointing. And it was so great talking to this state trooper who's like, yeah, man, I ain't cool with all this stuff. That was very encouraging. Good guy. Anyway, all right. Where do we start? Piece of shit Joe Rogan interviews RFK. Oh, God, are they going to get together and in jeans and take a cold plunge and drink milk in the hot tub together and then work out in the sauna like Kid Rock and RFK did? Oh, my God. Who's taller? Which leprechaun is taller? Kash Patel, Nick Fuentes, or Joe Rogan? And I'm so disgusted by that Dave Ramsey guy. What a piece of shit when he announced, I'm voting for Trump. What an idiot. I'm voting for a child molester, a rapist, a murderer, a thief, a liar, a racist, a bigot, an overall piece of shit. Yeah, that's good for our country. Oh my God, our economy is sucking worse than it's ever sucked. Oh my God. When Obama was president, it cost $9 for a 3-pound thing of coffee at Costco. It is $22 now. Thanks, you piece of shit Republicans. And Joe Biden wasn't to blame. Trump left a shitty economy. He fucked up the pandemic and handed that off with supply chain disruptions and all kinds of problems. Anyway, it all lands. Stupid Republicans. You know, in the last 50 years, 50 million jobs have been created. 49 million of those jobs were created by Democrats. 1 million jobs were created by piece of shit Republican. Oh, anyway, disappointing. Oh, and he advertises for the Christian Health Ministry, which is just a scam. It's a scam where you pay. It's like health insurance, but it's not like health insurance. They will pull the rug out from under you. Anyway, I talked to a French tourist here in Maui the other day, and he's like, "Man, it's weird. It's scary. Coming to your country is it's exactly like traveling to Iran." He says, because like if you're from France, I guess you can travel to Iran. He's like, you don't know what's going to happen, what you can trust, what you can't. And I'm like, that's pretty good, accurate testimony, right? Oh my God, another freaking sick bot. Okay. You guys are sick people, aren't you? Let's get rid of you. Lahoozer. Oh my God, so many losers. It's sick. It's sad. You guys are ruining the fucking country. 11 million less people visited the United States this year because shithead Republicans, piece of shit Republicans are making America god awful. And no one wants to come here. My God. I just wonder how people got so confused and manipulated mentally and how they got so stupid. But apparently that Nazi number 88, that science has just proven that is the average IQ of a dumbass Republican. Oh, so sad. Anyway, let's see. What else? Let's get back to the shit-ass news. The god-awful news, thanks to these piece of shit Republicans. So, Islamophobia, being afraid of Islam, is creating a new arms race, which is stupid. Oh, interestingly, one of the sick things in the in Trump's best friend, Jeffrey, the Trump Epstein files, is this talk of this scopolamine or scopolamine, whatever it is, from the plant Angel's Trumpet, which Epstein was growing. But that is also mentioned in Alien Interview number 1, because that's what they give the alien. They just torture the alien to death while it tells us what the stupid shit we're gonna do. Right now, in like 1964, this black and white film from the Project Black book. If you haven't seen it, many things on YouTube has, just look up Alien Interview number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. But number 1 has most of it, I think. Anyway, what a trip to see, because I didn't know what this stuff was, but it's mentioned because they're injecting the alien, who isn't really an alien. He's an evolutionary descendant of us. And he's come back to observe, to see, because there's no records, because we kill ourselves, right? And I mean, everything that alien said is exactly what's happening now. And somehow humans can't get out of their own way. We're just getting dumber and dumber and dumber as Republican propaganda just infects the minds like a disease, like a cancerous disease in the minds of these weird ass piece of shit Republicans in our country that make no fucking sense, you know, and still like they're all too happy to have voted for a child rapist. Oh God, who the hell's calling me? Oh, I gotta call this lady back. Let me turn that down. I gotta. She's asking why I haven't sent in all my paperwork for my new job. Okay, let's get through this. So yeah, tourism is taking a dive in our country. ICE killed killed so many innocent people, but they killed another blind man, dropping him off in the cold, who couldn't even speak English, been taken care of by his family. They picked him up for no reason. He hadn't done anything wrong. It's just more evil. Then there's the kid that they murdered in Houston, and then the one witness to that was just happened to die right before he testified against ICE. That seems pretty suspicious. Of course, we're threatening war because that's a great way to distract from all the cruelty and criminality of this corrupt administration. It's just unbelievable. The hockey team just stepping on rakes. It would have been so nice to be able to support them, but at least we have the women's hockey team to support. And the men's hockey team, I didn't realize hockey players are a bunch of misogynists that that don't like women. I mean, it was just such a disappointment. Seeing them honored by Trump was just gross. And of course, Cash Yap Patel. I've been sending out messages to everyone I can. There's this lady who, with Keith Edwards, did a watch party for the traitor in chief, the thief in chief, when he went on and babbled and said one lie after another lie after another lie, and stupid Republicans just lapped it up like stupid Republicans do. And but this wonderful lady, Ms. Liz Plank, and her channel is Liz Plank Boy Problems. Anyway, she only has like 9,000 subscribers, and so I figured she might actually see my messages, and I know she could speak to Keith Edwards. So I sent her a message. Come on, man, tell Keith to start using Cash Yap's real name. His real name is Cash Yap Patel. I don't think he wants people using that. And in addition to him humiliating himself in all kinds of ways by being such a leprechaun, that's easy access. What else? Pam Bondi is disgusting and just keeps covering up all of Trump's crimes, removing all these documents about how he raped a 13-year-old. Of course, we've known about that for a long time. I've heard the testimony from the woman who was raped when she was 13 years old. And that's just one of God knows how many. That's from the early 80s. Think about how many more crimes he's committed against everything and everybody, the fraud, who knows, right? And then, of course, I showed it the other day, Sammy Sabs. Plenty of people are picking up on the Epstein file that shows that he and his billionaire friends like to hunt humans, in particular black people. Imagine being a black person voting for somebody that hunts black people for sport, right? Just like these sick movies. So many sick movies are coming to life from these Epstein files, from the billionaire, mostly Republican class. It is god awful. There's this weird thing between Candace Owens, who no one should fucking listen to, and Erica Kirk, who if she would listen to her husband, she'd be in the kitchen right now. Right? Isn't she supposed to be a traditional wife, just cooking and cleaning for her kids? What's she doing? Pretending like she got a job. That's the ignorance in the mindsets of dipshit, piece of shit Republicans. Oh my God, sick in the head. Then you're never gonna put that genie back in the bottle. Our American women are the backbone of our country. Our women's hockey team are a representation of the shit you don't want to fuck with. They are smarter than everybody. They're the majority of the voting population. They're the majority of the people who graduated from college. And of course, the SAVE Act makes it so they can't vote, which is going to get, a lot of backlash. Let's see. So, just like again, a reference to the alien. If you haven't seen it, it will freak you out. He tells us there's three things that end most life on the planet, right? And it's all the shit that Republicans are doing, right? It's this dumb shit tribalism, political and religious tribalism, right? Dogma. All based on lies by deceivers, people who are deceiving, like the devil is a deceiver. That's what all these Republicans are. They are literally the devil, and then they pretend to be, you know, followers of Jesus and God and believers and shit, when they are just evil, pure evil, straight from fucking hell on earth. Which is just so stupid. If you want to be happy, if you want to have a good life, here's what you got to do: have a clean conscience. If you got all the money in the world, all you got to do is be a generous person, have a clean conscience, try to exercise, eat right, sleep right, have a good attitude. But oh my God, without a clean conscience, all the money in the world doesn't make your life good. Oh, anyway, so there's that. So AI, Pete Kegsbreath, the dangerous, sick bastard who's on this Christian crusade to murder as many people as he can, on behalf of Jesus and his sick church people. Not only does he want to increase the defense budget by 50%, right? They've got it just about to $1 trillion, which is like 5 times more than any other country. And now he wants to add $500 billion to that. And they don't even know where the money's going now. Like, I don't know why we can't just, if I was president, I'd call in each general from each branch and say, okay, tell me exactly where you need the money to go and what we're building and what it's going to cost. And let's get a cost breakdown and let's be specific, right? And then we'll create a budget based on your actual needs. And then I expect to see that the money goes there, right? It'll be so simple. It shouldn't be complicated. They've never passed an audit. So, and right before 9/11, the Donald Rumsfeld, the defense secretary at the time, said, we're missing $2 trillion. We just don't know where it went. Yeah, it went to some sick places, probably some offshore bank accounts by these people who have corrupted our government. Often, usually, predominantly, shitty Republicans, probably a few Democrats. He just has been in a fight with Anthropic, because Anthropic was trying to put safeguards on AI, because AI just wants, every time they run models of have AI figure this out, it brings us to frickin' nuclear war. It says, because AI isn't human. Artificial intelligence isn't something you could trust. It is a con man that's not even a man. It's a con artist that's a computer. It just tells you what you want to hear. If you don't know what a con man will tell you, it's what you want to hear. Whatever you want to hear, that's what they're going to tell you. And so that's why you should never be talking to AI. You should not be creating a relationship with a machine that doesn't give a shit about you. It just wants to keep you engaged. Just like every app on your phone, it sees its success based on how much it keeps you engaged. And then there's data centers, and we don't need those. That's where all these shitty AI entities are being birthed, right? And they compete for our clean water. They have to use the clean, fresh water that we need to drink. They're taking the energy from the grid, raising our prices, and they're polluting the shit out of the air, sending sound waves into the air that are horrible for people. It is a nightmare. They're taking good farmland and covering it with pavement and evil shit. And that is something we should not be allowing either. We need to vote for people who are going to stop all this shit. But of course we didn't, or at least a bunch of dumb shit Republicans ushered in what looks like could be the end of the world coming. So that kind of sucks. Anyway, oh yeah, and then we just legalized, and we're now going to promote glyphosate, which, you know, thanks to people that were smart, we started taking that out of our food supply. And PFAS chemicals. Why don't we just outlaw PFAS chemicals? That's an obvious thing. The corruption with that, with DuPont and then 3M, and knowing that they were killing people and having done tests on animals where they killed all the animals with that shit in the 60s and 70s, and then still just, I have nightmares about the time I got Scotchgard. And before my first, if you don't know this, I rode a bicycle 3 times across the United States of America. And before my first ride, I bought a tent and I Scotchgarded it. And I'm thinking back on that. And how much did that put into my system? How long did it stay there? Do I still have some of that shit in me? And how can I, avoid it? I wonder if it's lining. I think it's lining almost every container I'm consuming, right? The beer cans that have the lining, your everything, right? The liner of cans, I think it's just fucking everywhere, and we gotta get it out of our world. We could just outlaw PFAS chemicals and find better solutions. These are the forever chemicals. If you're not educated, they're killing you, and they're really bad for you. They're shortening your lifespan. They're giving you diseases you don't even know about, and it's just it's heartbreaking. And yeah, so there's that. Israel covered up one of its many massacres where it murdered 15 people, that were ambulance drivers, and that's been proven. It's been the United Nations has classified the crimes in the Epstein files, predominantly done by all these sick Republican billionaires, as crimes against humanity. At the Dilley penitentiary, where 6 people have died in 6 weeks. People are just being murdered. They're not being given their medication. They're being fed one sandwich a day. It's super sick and scary, but all the teenage girls have been sequestered. No one has contact with them. They're in a separate facility, and they're called the Blue Butterflies. And God only knows what these pedophile, Republican, sick, MAGA morons who can't get laid to save their lives because they can't find a decent woman, because decent women are smart and want to have an education and want to have a job. Yeah, so I'm just terrified and worried about all these girls that are being sequestered, all the teenage girls at the Dilley Penitentiary. And that's just one of just thousands of examples of atrocities being committed in these concentration camps by these evil fucking Nazis. What else? Social Security and Medicaid have now so they're on track to eventually become insolvent because they cost more than they're bringing in, which could be solved by just making everyone pay the same rate, right? Like, I'm gonna get a job and I'm gonna be paying a certain percentage of my income into Social Security, right? But if I was making, say, 200 grand a year, it stops at 144. So a person making 10 million a year pays the exact same amount as somebody who makes $144,000 a year. All we got to do is have everybody pay the same rate, right? If you make 10 million a year, you pay the same rate that someone making $40,000 a year pays, right? Why wouldn't we do that? And that would solve the insolvency of Social Security, but it's just a handout to the rich, the welfare class. These dumb shit Republicans they complain about welfare. Yeah, all the welfare is given to the rich piece of shit billionaire Republicans, and any who might actually be on the left, but there's a lot less of them. So yeah, and then Medicare, and then how about the sneaky shit? Like all the cuts to Medicare come right after the 2026 election. So like guys like my brother says, "Oh, I still got my Medicare. I don't know what you're talking about." Yeah, well, just wait. Okay, 2026, right after you vote for a piece of shit Republican, which is so sad. Like, if you had a fucking heart or a soul or a mind, right after Trump bragged about sexually assaulting women and girls by grabbing them by the, crotch, you would have been out the door and you wouldn't have voted for that shit. But now you're just complicit in voting for a child molester, right? Or you're MAGA or pro-child molester. So gross, so disgusting. What kind of inhuman piece of shit would be that way? Oh, Republicans. If you haven't seen it, there's this cool dude. He's in Korea. He's got this beautiful Korean wife. His name is Chris Norland. And he does really good content. And I enjoy his perspective and the information he brings, if you haven't seen him. And then, of course, there's a real American patriot. If any of you piece of shit Republicans would like to see a real patriot, if you'd like to be influenced by a real patriot, this guy Vic Myers in Colorado is running for Congress in Colorado in the state race. I wish he was running for president, but it's a real man, a good man, a guy who understands the Constitution, a guy who's a veteran, who fought for our country, solid as a rock. So, cheers to you. Vic Myers. And so Chris Norland talks about how, you know, there's this mass exodus. People are moving out of this country. Of course, some of, and this is separate from the immigrants who are fleeing from the threats and the horror of these evil people. And by the way, immigrants are the best among us, okay? They do almost all the real work in our country that we need done, right? Who's putting a roof on your house? Who's painting your house? Who's doing the concrete work? It ain't a white guy who thinks he's above that shit. It's an immigrant, right? A lot of the time. They work harder, they do better, they commit half as much crime as guys like me, right? Born and raised, 12th generation American. My family came in on the Mayflower. And you know who those people were? They invaded. They were invaders. They were illegal immigrants. That's what I come from. Illegal immigrants came in on the Mayflower. And then on Bradley's side, they came in on the Elizabeth in 1635. Anyway, it's just so sad. The ignorance and the stupidity of Republicans and the evil and the cruelty. I can't imagine being a shitty person like that. It's just so sick. But he made it clear that, like, you know, in all these other countries people are fleeing to, you don't have to worry about somebody having a gun on them, right? That's insecure, some weak-ass insecure person who's got to have a gun on them to feel safe. They got health care in other countries, right? They got better prices on food. And the majority of the people leaving, of course, because it's even more unsafe for women in our country, are women who we should want to keep here. We should also want to have good vagina health, reproductive health care for women. If you're a stupid Republican, man, you should rethink it, because you should be voting for healthy American vaginas. But no, you want to kill women by making pregnancy a death sentence because you're stupid and ignorant, right? You think killing women is what Jesus wants? Oh, it's just disgusting. It's perverted Christianity it's so bad. Of course, evil Republicans are going after the voter rolls in all the states. If you haven't seen it, you probably have. They freaking broke into the Georgia voter registration office and stole all the data so that they could target people and take them off the voter rolls and disenfranchise them in any way they can. If you haven't seen it, there's a whistleblower that just testified to Congress that these evil criminal Republicans don't give a shit about the Constitution. They're telling these federal officers to become criminals and go against the Constitution without a warrant, break people's doors down, yank them out of bed, break into their cars, yank them out of their cars, beat the shit out of them, murder them, with no regard for their constitutional rights. And if you don't know this, the whole reason our country became our country is because Britain put officers in people's houses and gave them no rights to the sanctity of their home, right? So I expect there to be some pretty intense backlash of all kinds, some that might not be peaceful. We'll see. I will not be surprised. Not be surprised. And nor was this, I was talking to a trooper. He's like, yeah, man, I wouldn't be surprised either, man. And of course, no state trooper wants you all to have military-grade weapons on the streets, AR-15s. Nobody needed those. But thanks to shit-ass Republicans in 2004, we flooded our streets with them. And thousands of children have been murdered by stupid fucking gun laws. It's just, I grew up with guns. I got a gun for my 12th birthday party, a 20-gauge shotgun. I got a 12-gauge semi-automatic shotgun for my 14th birthday. We had space. We had this property we could shoot guns on safely. I understand good safety of gun. No one needs to protect their home a fucking military-grade weapon. A shotgun, a revolver, is all you need. A hunting rifle, you don't need more than a bolt action. Anyway, it's just sad. So this whistleblower, yeah, if you haven't seen it, it is just the most terrifying testimony from a guy who's just telling the truth about how shitty and evil and unconstitutional and criminally minded these Republicans are and what they're doing to our country and to our people. Trump gave a big shitty speech for longer than anyone's ever given one, and all he did was lie. And the really stupid people in our country believed him, and I feel sorry for them. They are so ignorant and so stupid. Oh God, I have one friend I think that's still a Republican who's just such a good guy. I can't throw him out with the bathwater, but that's it, man. I got one, and I got one relative that I'm soft on. But the rest of my relatives that are shitty fucking Republicans, I'll probably never talk to them again. They're too, fucking shitty to want to talk to me anyway. These are the kind of shitty people that after their relative loses everything they own in a fire, they don't even call. Meanwhile, good Americans, generous people, reached out, asked me to create a Venmo, asked me to create a GoFundMe, and then they funded me and gave me money to help me survive the aftermath of a fire. And to this day, if it wasn't for that, I don't know where I would be. I really don't. So I am just so thankful for all the good Americans, none of which are Republicans. Not one conservative. What are conservative values? Let's go over the conservative values. Child molestation, rape, hypocrisy, lying, stealing. Oh, God. Being a racist, being a bigot, being a misogynist. These are the conservative values that these people purport to want to have and adhere to. And it is just gross. Gross. It's not like it's even hard to see through this flagrant lie. But it's really all just an excuse to be evil, to be cruel, to be hateful, right? Right? You could say it for every religion, right? There ain't no love like, there ain't no hate like Christian love, or there ain't no hate like Jewish love, or there ain't no hate like Muslim love or Mormon love, right? All the religious people are so fucking hateful, and they are fucking up the world, and they're leading us off a cliff into a nuclear fucking catastrophe. How long do we have anyway? Oh, I worry a little bit, although there's nothing I can do about it, right? Anyway, Netflix backed out. The evil MAGA Paramount is going to be purchasing Warner Brothers that own CNN. So CNN's going to become just a shitty, make America god-awful news station. Just like CBS is being run by Barry Weiss. Gross. Disgusting. Oh, this is a little bit funny. If you haven't seen it, this lady reported on the high-tech underwear, the fart-detecting underwear. That's a little funny. Oh, it's gross. All these corrupt, evil people. Gabbard, Bondi, Patel, Noam, RFK. Ugh. It's the new Surgeon General. Of course, she's corrupt as hell and dumb as a stump. Isn't even a practicing doctor. And these stupid, evil Republicans are going to confirm her too. I heard someone say, we need Jack Smith to run for president. Man, would that be cool. A guy with actual values, an honest man who cares about the Constitution, doing what is right. That would be cool. What else? How about the Republican sick bastard Tony Gonzalez, who sexually harassed his staffer to the point where she lit herself on fire, right? Oh, and then there's the Republican in charge of the young Republicans in Alaska that just got brought up on charges for molesting children. More great Republicans. Sure, you're going to find an occasional one who isn't. That's evil like all these guys, all these child molesters, but 99 out of 100 Republicans, conservatives, people that go to church. Of course, our government's so stupid, they shot down their own drone on the border. That's a news story. What else? Oh, if you haven't seen, there's this great guy, American patriot, combat veteran, Chris Goldsmith, has infiltrated the white inferiorists. They call themselves supremacists, but we know they're white inferiorists, just the most inferior among us, dangerous people. And they have doxed him, and they've swatted him, and man, his stories are harrowing, and he is so brave, and I'm so thankful that we have tough Americans like this guy fighting for what is good and what is right in this country. So thank you, Chris Goldsmith. And if you haven't seen this lady, Christina Talks, oh, she got some style, and she is bringing truth to power, and I do enjoy her content as well. And that is the god-awful news. Gee whiz heck, son of a gun. Let's see. Oh, okay, there's one more. Let's get back on this. We got these horrible people they're still supporting a child molester, knowing he's a child molester. Oh, it's just unbelievable, isn't it? Okay, let's see here. Let's see. This dipshit. Oh, you're gone. Let's see, who else? Oh, let's see, what else? Oh, piece of shit. Fuck you, dude. Okay, you're gone. You're gone. Never gonna be seen making comments on my channel ever again. You piece of shit, Republican traitor. These traitors that are proud to be traitors. I just don't get it. Anyway, buddy got low T. That's funny. Okay, you're a fucking dipshit. In fact, that's a joke I'll eventually we'll work on, because we live in a world where there's all these Republicans who can't get an erection, so we got all these pills for Republicans who can't get erections, and I've seen 10,000 advertisements for these weirdos. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, there's a lady out there who she's a doctor, a penis doctor, and she informed America on YouTube that a normal, healthy male has 3 to 5 erections every night he's asleep. And on that note, since I am so fit and so healthy, it's a burden. Like I like to find a pill that would like slow down those erections so I can sleep all the way through the night. But yeah, man, yesterday I swam a mile and a half. I did 60 minutes of cardio. I did just a little bit of bench press. Yeah, and like I said at the beginning, if you're a friend of mine or if you're visiting and you're a friend of mine, you want to go to the gym, I'll meet you up. Planet Fitness. You know, Planet Fitness, the one that has diversity, equity, and inclusion, the shit you Republicans are afraid of. Oh my God. I would hate to be a Republican because you can't work out at Planet Fitness. It is just the bastion of diversity, equity, and inclusion, making people feel, you know, comfortable in there, right? No matter who you are. And if you're a Republican, you are not welcome in Hawaii. 81% of Hawaii ain't white. I know. And that's why our state is so great. We have the lowest unemployment rate. We have the hardest working blue-collar people in the country. And yeah. And you don't want to mess with any of my friends who ain't white. And unlike these insecure little Republican short men like Nick Fuentes and Joe Rogan and all these disgusting Kash Patel, on and on, right? Unlike them, we got a lot of guys in our community in Hawaii that aren't necessarily, you know, super tall, but they do not lack any freaking confidence. They are fucking badass motherfuckers, and I would not fuck with any of them. You know, whether they're 5 foot, you know, 4 Filipino, Mexican, Hawaiian, whatever, white, whatever. Like, there's no short of confidence here amongst the guys that aren't super tall. Unlike on the mainland, apparently on the mainland there's a bunch of weak-ass, insecure little white boys that need to do harm to people or become the FBI director. All these leprechauns that with Napoleon's complex. Yeah, and none of my friends here got that, and I would never want to get in a fight with any of them. They are, and I know a lot of really big dudes too. I made a new friend at the gym the other day. I said, "Are you Tongan or Samoan?" He said, "I'm half Samoan, half Tongan." My new friend Lisi. I love their names, these guys. But I got a new joke I've been saying at the gym. You know, I said it to this guy, guys with freaking huge muscles. I'm like, "Oh, hey, bro, You ever take an eye out with those guns? Anyway, have fun with that one. You're right. I will never be Hawaiian. That's true. That's true. It's so funny when people who ain't from here try to chime in on what they think about this place. No, but I know and I'm friends with the real guys. And yeah, I paddled the Molokai Channel, which is a 42-mile open ocean outrigger canoe race, 8 months after I moved here. In the year 2000, I was a Maui County champion in the Hawaiian Canoe Racing Association regatta season. And when you do shit like that, you make lifelong friends with the Hawaiian community. And I understand our local culture and have massive respect for it. Oh, let's talk about some art I made. This is from the back of my... Oh, is you gay? Listen to these fucking uneducated dipshits. I mean, it's just unfucking believable. You guys are so ignorant. It's so ignorant. It's just amazing. It's amazing. And it's laughable. It's just so laughable. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, never gonna see you again. All right, let's see. What else? What else? Okay, man, there's a lot of you. Imagine being a dumb shit, piece of shit Republican asshole who just thinks it's so cool to waste his life. Of course, because it's not women doing this mostly. Wasting your life making comments to me on a channel. Nobody watches my channel. It's highly insignificant. I'm a big nobody. And you are wasting your life trying to put me down, make fun of me, think whatever it is you're saying in the comments. For some reason, it's a whole lot of dipshit shit. Howley shit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a howley, 100% howley. It's okay to be a howley. It's okay. It's okay to be a howley. You just don't want to be a fucking howley. All right? So if you don't know that, you don't live here. Right? The word howley is typically used just to make a reference to a white person, right? It's not necessarily derogatory most of the time. First time I heard it was my canoe club coach and this other guy I respect heavily. Two guys that are way up here in my life. And I know, yeah, they're still friends of mine 30 years later, but the first time I heard it, they said, hey, howley boy, go grab 3 green beers. Come over here, let's talk story. Because they wanted to become friends, right? It was just pure love. And that is an indication of, you know, the misconception that ignorant people have about the word howley. Anyway, the one friend I have who is a dumb shit Republican, but he's a pretty smart guy, which makes no sense, or he's a good guy. When I first moved here, he was here also. He put me up on his couch for a week, and he said the howley, the H word is like the N word for a white person. No, it ain't. He was wrong. So, in case you don't know the truth about that, now you do. And that's a good question. Like, my kid's born and raised here, right? If you're born and raised in California, you're Californian. If you're born and raised in Michigan, you're a Michigander. If you're born and raised in Maine, you're a Mainer, right? But if you're born and raised in Hawaii, does that make you a Hawaiian, right? Not necessarily. You're a born and raised person who lives in Hawaii, but Hawaiians are a very special, separate group. And they're some good people, man. And they are so solid. And they are fighters, man. And the women are fighters. And yeah, they'll be targeted if those ICE Gestapo agents come here. We need to abolish ICE. I mean, oh, God. Anyway, and all these evil federal law enforcement agencies that are just harming people for the fun of it, you know. Oh yeah, you want to be a colonial, a country that colonizes other countries because you think you're so important, you're so good, because you're better than everybody as an American. Nobody likes entitlement, right? Any good person don't like entitlement, right? And whether you're an American who thinks you're entitled to this or that, or you're a rich person who thinks you're entitled to this or that, nobody likes it. Oh man, what a dipshit. God. Right. Goodbye. So Yeah, you poor people. I feel so sorry for you. This is what you do with your day? You come on my channel and you talk shit? Fucking unbelievable. Unfucking believable. What a shitty life you must have. I feel so sorry for you. Can't even imagine. All right, well, let's see. I think that's most of it. I got some important shit to do. I got to train. Canoe season's coming. I got to fill out paperwork. I got to go to the bank and get a new bank card. I got important shit to do. I got to call this lady back. So anyway, thanks for watching. You know, play it safe. Don't snort nothing. Don't take pills. Don't gamble. Don't hang out with violent people. Don't get into the wrong relationships. Don't drive drunk, but getting drunk. 2 beers, cool. Last time I drank 2 beers, I apologize. I swore a lot. But, you know, keep your drinking moderate. Don't drive drunk. Wear condoms, right? If there's 2 lanes, driving against 2 lanes, drive over in the far lane. Play it safe, right? Ain't no guarantees in life, but you can play the odds in your favor, right? Try to eat right, exercise, sleep right with a clean conscience, and have a good attitude. The only thing you have control of is how you respond to all the things you cannot control, right? So make a choice, man. Be positive. Have a good attitude. Be kind and generous. If you have resources, if you're rich, and you got a shitty attitude, you're unhappy, all you got to do is stop being a selfish bastard, right? If you become generous, of course, you can do that with your time, your love, and your energy, and your expertise. We can be generous in a lot of ways. But if you just have money and you're unhappy, you're an idiot, because you just, from A to B, all you got to do, become generous, be kind, do something nice for your son, your nephew, your grandma, your grandpa, your grandkid. You know, use your money to do nice shit for people, and you'll feel good about yourself, and then it'll make you happy. It's so easy to be happy if you have a lot of money, but there are so many rich, unhappy people. And imagine all these billionaires with that sick, dirty conscience they got from all the children they've raped. And oh my God, so they're hunting. Oh, they're hunting people. They're eating babies, it looks like, from these Epstein files. Oh, and then the sickest, grossest thing that has just been uncovered is, but it was, you know, is these girls that were forced to become impregnated give birth with Jeffrey Epstein's, you know, pure blood, and because he wanted to genetically populate the world. It's so gross. It's so gross. Anyway, that's Trump's best friend. All right. Do no harm, do no crime, unless it's smoking a little weed or getting reproductive health care. Oh, let's just talk about that real quick. Abortion. There should never be a law that only applies to women and not men. If it can't be applied to both sexes, there should be no laws like that on the books, right? Second, if there was, men shouldn't be able to vote on that, right? Listening to stupid fucking men talk about what they think about how women's rights should be shake out with their vote. They should have no right to vote on that, if we even did, right? Which we do. And it is just pure fucking ignorance. The truth of the matter is, women are going to get abortions either way. Before abortions were legal, over 20,000, 25,000 women died every year from black market abortions. So these sick, deranged Republicans want to murder women by taking away reproductive health care. And that is sick. And that if you think you got some kind of values and that's what you think, you got some shitty values. And you don't understand you don't understand economics, market, supply and demand. There's always going to be a demand and there's always going to be a supply. It's just, is it going to be affordable and safe or not? Anyway, now that we have 25 shithole states that have taken women's rights away, it is potentially a death sentence getting pregnant in one of these shithole states. So, yeah, I just hope for your sake you don't live in a shithole state, especially if you're a woman who wants to have a family, because you could get murdered by Republican fucking evil laws that make no fucking sense. In case you don't understand the issue, now you do. It's pretty simple. God bless America. Thank you for your thank you. And it is not murder, you dumb motherfucker. Anyway, what's murder is killing women. That's murder, okay? And thinking that a fetus is a baby. They are two different things, okay? And women are going to do what they're going to do, and you and I ain't going to have any say on it. The only thing we can do is protect their life by making it safe and affordable so that they can have healthy children when they want to. The one stupid woman on Facebook that is a Republican that I haven't unfriended was my high school girlfriend's best friend, still their best friend. That high school girlfriend is still smoking hot. I did make good choices back then. Anyway, her friend is a stupid fucking Trump supporting conservative, and she is the one girl I know who used her right. She was 19 dating a 16-year-old, my buddy Jim, and she got knocked up, and he paid for her abortion because she wanted one. And now she votes to take women's rights away. It makes no sense. These evil Republican women and men, they're just ignorant. And now she has a healthy family, several kids, her Christian family, right? And oh yeah, she wouldn't have any of that if she'd had to get a black market abortion. She might have got murdered by it. Oh my God, my brother's wife had a miscarriage. That kills women now. If you have a miscarriage, they won't even help you. It is just disgusting. But that's just Republican, sick, conservative values, just hurting people, right? Ignorance, low IQ shit. All right, finally, I think I'm done. Thank you for watching. Much love. Do no harm, do no crime. Thanks for watching. All good things in all good time. Aloha. Pew, pew, pew. Where's that button? There it is. All right. Aloha.